This is the Fender Blues Junior. This one has been modded with the Rat amp mods. So I'm going to show you some of those and show you how they've implemented it. So what we have is a bunch of controls here on the top, and I'll show you these in a bit more detail in a minute, but just a quick listen to it. So the first thing they've got is a negative feedback interrupter. So this is the stock mode. And then when you interrupt the negative feedback, a bit more bark on it. Next thing to say is that, let's put it to the stop, is the tone controls have been modded so to follow the sort of classic kind of Fender twin tone stack, and that means that when they're all off, the amp is off, so when they're all at 0, and they're just a little bit more responsive, and all the tone caps have been replaced in this amp. It does sound a bit nice, but it's hard to pick it out. And then the other control we've got here on the second one is the half power switch, which is essentially a screen. It's altering the screen resistors supply. We're measuring the output level. So there's a really, I mean, it's supposed to be half power, and there's definitely a really strong reduction in level, so that's quite useful for home recording and so on. And then the last switch here is they call it triple rectifier switch. So at the moment I think I'm in the silicone mode. It basically gives it a higher plate voltage. I think it's 330, and then there are two settings where you're having either silicone rectifiers plus a valve rectifier, an EZ80, or both halves of the EZ80. I cannot hear any difference. That's probably me. But if you measure the voltage, it's bringing it down by about 10 or 20 volts each time. So, I mean, what's that? 5–10% reduction. So it's pretty marginal. And then the other mod they have on here is on the power switch, where they put a standby switch in. So it's a three-way Carlin switch, which is off, standby, and then full on. Let's take a look around the back. Okay, first of all I'm just going to show you those switches here. This is the negative feedback one. This is the screen toggle, and this is the triple rectifier one, and there's your standby switch as well. So it looks quite neat, and you know, it fits in quite well with the look. So yeah, all very good. Pause there. Just to show you a couple of things going on here. So what they've done, all the switches are sort of in here behind some plastic to help insulate that in the event of those switches are carrying quite high voltage, so we want to keep them away from the chassis. And we can see all these orange capacitors. These have all been replaced, so that's part of the tone mods. There's also a silver mic one up here, which is kind of common. There's a few mod companies that do the same sort of thing. This amp has had the caps replaced as well. That was a separate repair, but that's nice. The lead dress we've got here. We've got new sockets here for, well, first of all, the speaker socket has been replaced with this one. Not sure if that's an improvement or just it needed a repair, but they've done that. And then here, actually, I didn't talk about this. This is quite interesting. This is a foot switch mod. Let's pop the amp back on. And with the foot switch mod, what they do is they actually take out the tone circuit, and so the amp becomes a bit louder because there's no kind of reduction from the tone circuit, and then it goes into this foot switch, which has a little volume control, so you kind of get a boost level. So it's quite useful. This, I think. Let's see, are we on? Let's let that come on for a moment. What else to say? They also put a new input jack in here. I do this all the time as well, which is to replace the crappy plastic Fender one there with something more robust. And of course, they've added the variable bias pot here, which is kind of a normal thing. And also they have rewired it for 240 operation. These amps in the European Union area, they are by default coming as a 230. So in the UK we want 240, and that does make a difference to tube life. I'll come and show you the rectifier in a minute. We'll just have a little listen to this effect, which is quite good, I think. So here, see here we've got this little volume control on the foot switch. It just gives it a little bit of boost. It's quite nice. It's a bit harsh. I quite like it. I guess it's not for everyone, but it's certainly a useful feature. Yeah, so let's have a quick look at that rectifier. How that's been fitted in. It's quite neat. So it's unusual, the EZ80, because it's a 6-volt filament rectifier, so it's suitable for putting in lots of amps like this. So you can see there's a couple of resistors there that are used in the switching to kind of get sort of the levels of voltage just right. So yeah, so what do I think of the mods? Power switch I think's kind of a bit dumb, it's a bit unnecessary. This rectifier mod, I don't hear the difference, but you know, maybe others do. The half power one I do like. I think that's a keeper, and the negative feedback switch is good as well. I wonder if there's a way of doing that with a couple of different levels of negative feedback to make it slightly more incremental. The tone caps are worthwhile doing, although it has to be said that those caps are quite heavy, and actually the PCB is so weak in Fender Blues Junior, the weight of those caps is difficult, you know, puts a little bit of pressure on those, so there's a little bit of adhesive on there to kind of help take the strain. Yeah, I think that's what to say. It's a great little lamp. Anyway, hope you enjoyed it.